My name is Rachel Dykhuis, and I have a problem. So I am going to do a book haul because I think I did a book haul maybe like January after Christmas. I have like 30 plus books to haul. So I do have a birthday in April, to be fair. My sister got me some books. But otherwise, like Barnes & Noble, I think I had like 10% off on my birthday. And also, I just buy a lot of books. So I'm going to try to really quickly go through them. Some of them I won't say much about because I like recently read them and I'm going to review them for April. And a lot of them I'm just really excited to read. Heavy romance. Like I was into romance apparently when I've been shopping. So I have like 20 books of just romance. 1, 2, 3. Okay, like 13. May have been a little dramatic. So first of all, I love Christina Lauren. This is a writing duo, so it's a Christina and a Lauren, and they call themselves Christina Lauren. So I have read The Unhoneymooners by them, loved it, and then really everything else that I've read has been 4 or 5 stars from them. So this is the Honey Don't list and Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating. So some like romances, sometimes I like to just not know what I'm getting into, especially if I like trust the author. So I'm excited for those. And then I follow Alexandra Roslin on YouTube, and she is obsessed with this book. So she thinks it might be one of her favorite books ever, Half a Soul. And she said it was like a cross between like Pride and Prejudice and what else? It's difficult to find a husband in Regency England when you're a young lady with only half a soul. That sounds good to me. I feel like it's like a little fantasy mixed with Pride and Prejudice, which you know I love. Then I have The Charm Offensive, which has been on my TBR for a long time, and it's rated really high on Goodreads. So I actually don't know anything about it. I think this is 2 guys. It's about a dating show ever after. Love a little dating show behind the scenes like reality. And then I had wanted to read The Spanish Love Deception for a long time, and I did read that. So did I read it? I think I read it this month. So I'll let you know. And then here's the follow-up. I did not buy these together, if that tells you anything. It's like pretty thick, but it was entertaining. So yeah, more about it in my April reads, but I think this is like a love story of one cousin, and I think it's a different cousin in this one. Or a friend, maybe a friend. So that, and then of course everyone maybe knows about this book, Things We Never Got Over. So my sister got this for me. She loved this one. It's been on my TBR for a while because it's everywhere on the internet. And I just haven't gotten around to reading it yet. So I'm hoping to read it soon. And then there's a second one out, and I think the third one is coming out. I feel like the second one recently came out. But yeah, I would recommend this second-handedly. Things We Never Got Over. Yeah. I just don't like to know that much about books before I read them. Like, just seeing them trend is kind of enough for me. And then I have Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. So I think this is like a Grumpy Sunshine kind of romance. She's an ice skater. He's a hockey player. I think they hate each other. And I would guess that they're going to fall in love. I hope I didn't ruin that for you. Oh, Anastasia's skating partner faces an uncertain future. And maybe sparks fly. All right, and then I think this is my most recent, this is my April book of the month. And I actually, I'm looking around, but I don't know. So for my birthday, I got an extra one. I don't know what I did. If I skipped, I feel like there's no way I skipped it. So I don't know if I got a book that I've already read or what I did. So this is April. This is supposed to be funny. So there's a sketch writer for like an SNL, and I think she falls in love with like a guest. Romantic comedy. sounds good. And then I have some Kristen Hanna's that I got for pretty cheap on like thrift books, I think. So a lot of people know her for The Great Alone, The Nightingale, The Five Winds. Those are all great historical fiction. I believe these are not historical fiction. They are more of her like earlier like romance books, but I have also found those to be just solid good books. So I do not know the premises of these books, but I will read them. And then I can haul this book that I got from my mom because she buys random books that she doesn't know what order they go in or what they're from. So she got this one, read it, and gave it to me. I think I already reviewed this in March, but just this is the sequel to It Ends With Us. It was a solid, I think I gave it 4 stars. It was a solid book. I enjoyed it. It was like a one sitting. It was good. Allie Hazelwood. I don't know why I love her writing so much because I feel like a lot of the time it's just like the same like equation, you know? Like women in STEM, miscommunication, they've actually been in love the whole time kind of things. But so this is a book of her 3 novellas. So I had already read this one and loved it so much. And then so there's 2 more novellas, and I did reread parts of this one. I love her. Allie Hazelwood. And then I read One True Loves, a Taylor Jenkins Reid book. So I ended up buying this one because the wait lists everywhere for it are so long. Highly recommend. There's going to be a movie coming out about this, which has really good actors in it too. So I think it's going to be great. And then I have The Fourth Fence graphic novel. I don't know why I haven't read this yet. I feel like maybe I'll read it today. These are so good. Fencing. Like the main character is like the bastard of a super famous fencer, but people like don't know. And there's like a rivalry, and I think they might fall in love. Oh, it's good. It's really good. Love it. And then like these are like kind of weird. Like I don't know. Okay, so kind of more like a mystery. I finally just purchased myself copies of The Cuckoo Calling and The Silkworm. So Robert Galbraith is J.K. Rowling. So these are her like mystery. So the main character is a PI. His name is Cormoran Strike. These are so good. I think they're 5 or 6 deep in this series now. So he solves murders and so good. And he's like a grumpy character, and I love him. He's a war veteran. He lives with chronic pain. It's just a very interesting like premise, and they're very interesting books. I've only listened to these on audiobook, but it's something that I would love to recommend to people. So that's why I like to own copies. So if you want to borrow some. Then this is kind of a strange, so this is like a Instagram made me buy it. So Stone Maidens is a book that was written like 17 years ago or something. And this, apparently it's really good. And the guy just like couldn't get it published, and his daughter posted about it on TikTok, and now it's like a bestseller. So I mostly just wanted to be part of this cultural movement, and it's gotten really good reviews. So I don't know. I think sometimes books that have no business getting published get published just because of the people that they know. And then you have like a good story that doesn't get published. So I feel like I've heard it's scary too. So Stone Maidens. I'll hopefully be reading that soon. I've also heard really good things about My Heart is a Chainsaw. I think there's a sequel coming out. I've heard it's scary. So I might save this for like fall, but I do love a good mystery, like beach read, you know, like fast read. And then I just finished this. So this will be coming in my April review. If you know, you know. This has been recommended to me by so many people. So it was twisty. Then I have a little fantasy kind of. So Dark Dawn, this is the 3rd in the Nevernight series. I've already reviewed this in a previous video, so I'm not going to get into it, but if you like fantasy and badasses, so this is why I had to buy it for myself, because I just needed to finish the series. It was so good. And then The Shadow of the Wind. I found this book when I was researching. There was a book prompt that I wanted to do last summer that was like translated books. So I think this is translated from Spanish. And it's about books, like book eaters. I'm not really sure what it's about, but I will be reading this at some point. I also got this in like thrift books. So, hey, it's an older book, so it's just hard to find. So that's why I bought it. And then I have my March book of the month, The London Seance Society. And again, I know nothing about it. Two daring women hunt for truth and justice in the perilous art of conjuring the dead in 1873. Sounds spooky. I have The Cloisters, which is a story of academic obsession. Sounds good. This was released like beginning of the year, last year maybe. And I've owned it for a while and I just haven't read it. This seems like a fall book to me. For some reason, like mystery and fantasy is like, like spookier books, fall. But we'll see. The Cloisters. Then I have Spells for Forgetting by Adrienne Young. I have read most of the things that she's written. And I think this is like a YA fantasy as well. I don't really know anything else. I just buy the books that she writes. So that's that. And then The Last Tale of the Flower Bride. Oh, this I think is what I got for my birthday read, because this doesn't have a month on it from Book of the Month. So this is supposed to be like a Mexican Gothic, Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And I love both of them. Like Mexican Gothic was so good. So that's why I picked that one. And I bought myself Talking Back to Purity Culture, which I reviewed last month. That was something that we read for my book club, and it's also just an interesting topic, growing up in Christian purity culture. I have Atlas of the Heart by Brene Brown. Just highly recommend everything that she writes. As an Enneagram 1 and a perfectionist, yes, she studies shame. So good. So I haven't read this one yet. I'm excited. It's on my TBR for this month. And then I have some biographies. Spare, Prince Harry. I am obsessed with the royal family. All of it. And you can't ask me whose side to be on, because I like all of them. And I love the drama. So, can't wait to read this one. I read and reviewed this one, I think, in March. I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. Again, I did not watch iCarly, but messed up childhood. She's very open about her life. I don't know that I would be that open about it. I wouldn't be. So yeah, I got that one for myself, because again, the wait lists were so long. And then this seems very timely with the announcement of the Harry Potter series that's coming out. And I heard that he is going to be playing Lucius Malfoy, which seems great, but I've been duped by the fan casting recently, so I'm going to just not buy into that yet. Yeah, so Tom Felton's autobiography about Harry Potter set. Taylor Jenkins reads Carrie Soto's Back. I've heard such great things about this. This is on my TBR. I should be hopefully reading this in the next few days. It's about a tennis star. Love Taylor Jenkins read. As Long as the Lemon Tree Grows. I've heard such good things about this on YouTube. So, Allison Pages has recommended this, and I think Alexandra Roslin has also recommended this. So this is about the war in Syria. So this is a fictional, like a historical fiction. Like it might even be like current day fiction, about the war in Syria, which I don't know much about, but it sounds like it's very good. So we're going to read this for my book club for next month. And then I just started Georgie All Along, and this was my February book of the month. I'm like a quarter of the way through it. It's very entertaining. It's about a girl who was a personal assistant for like a director, I believe, in Hollywood, and now she's back home and just dealing with feelings of inadequacy and everything else in life. So that was fast, but my oven is going off, and so I'm going to run. But those are the books that I've hauled recently, so those are probably going to be the books that you'll see in the next few TBRs. So happy reading. Let me know if there's something else I should read.